I don't want to discount how emotional and how heartbreaking this decision is for Quinn Hughes. But as a Vancouver Canucks fan, on the outside, who lives in Canada and who will probably be cheering for Team Canada. Will I be cheering for Team Canada? I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care. The Vancouver Canucks have announced that Quinn Hughes will not play for Team USA at the Four Nations face-off. And Jake Sanderson is going to be replacing Hughes on the roster. Again, this is an emotional decision. As it was talked about here, a USA source on having no Quinn at the tournament, it's really emotional, and it's a tough decision for him. He tried, but he just could not do it. That is, you know what? It's honestly pretty fine. And I'll say this, the 2026 Olympics will be the vindication for this situation. We want to see Quinn Hughes, Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes potentially all make the team in 2026. Okay, great. This team, however, in the Four Nations tournament in 2025 will not feature Captain Quinn. And I say Captain Quinn, he wasn't the captain of Team USA, he's the captain of the Vancouver Canucks. And this move, while it is heartbreaking, while it is emotional, while I don't want to go out there and dance on somebody's misfortune, this is a great move for the Vancouver Canucks. Like, that's just what it is. I'm sorry, but Quinn Hughes, I think a lot of Canucks fans were sort of getting this unease heading into today, this afternoon, with, okay, Quinn might be playing at the Four Nations, there's this buzz that he'll have the decision himself, and, you know, I think Quinn Hughes has deserved the right to get that choice. He has been so good for the Vancouver Canucks this season. He has been the main heartbeat of this Canucks team, on a team where there were supposed to be other guys who provided heartbeats and extra veins and extra lifelines for this squad. Elias Pettersson hasn't been as great as he could be this year. JT Miller, same thing. Thatcher Demko has been in and out with his health. I'd say it's Quinn Hughes and Kevin Lankinen who have been the absolute heartbeats of the Vancouver Canucks this season, and Quinn has put himself in that heart territory for sure. Now, you can also debate whether or not Hughes' heart chances are diminished with the fact that the Canucks are starting to win more games without him, as well as the fact that Quinn Hughes has been missing games here and there, but he's been so good, so amazing, so talented for the Vancouver Canucks this season that it wouldn't have felt right if Patrick Allvin or Rick Tocchet stepped in there and said, hey, sorry Quinn, you're not playing at that tournament. Like, okay, he's one of the best players in the league. Give him the right to choose himself. And ultimately, he decides not. Which I think a lot of people were sort of feeling difficult about because there was this sentiment. I saw Ian posted this tweet earlier this afternoon. I really hope that Quinn didn't take 4 games off just to prep for the Four Nations. Like, is he going out there and doing a reverse Alex Pietrangelo? Where Pietrangelo is playing games for Vegas, and he's playing, and he's doing well, and he's doing all this stuff. And then he says, yeah, no, sorry, I'm gonna sit out on the Four Nations because I need to rest, and I need to take some time off. He even said in the interview, yeah, it really sucks that I can't play at the Four Nations. Like, yeah, you can. You're playing right now for Vegas, you just don't want to. Is Quinn doing the same thing here, just reversed around? Doesn't really seem so, because turns out he's not going to be playing for Team USA either. I mean, this perspective also is interesting. The Canucks aren't winning a cup this year. I couldn't care less. I hope he goes and he plays. His decision will definitely play a factor in how I view his long-term future with the team. Sucks, but oh well. I guess for Wayne and Ian over here, Quinn Hughes deciding that he's not healthy enough to play for Team USA aligns with his overall mentality of having the goodwill of the Vancouver Canucks as his priority. So it's a pretty good sign for Vancouver Canucks fans in terms of being able to breathe a sigh of relief. There was always going to be a concern as to whether or not, if Quinn Hughes goes to the tournament and he ends up, getting hurt even more, or he tears something else. It's already been reported as an oblique injury for Quinn Hughes in the Vancouver Canucks lineup against the Dallas Stars, and now he's been out for a while, so hopefully he is able to fully recover and use the extra time off away from hockey to get his body back up to speed and heal those obliques. I mean, I really don't know much about oblique recovery and stuff, but it's around this area, on the outside of your abdomen over there, so seems like Hughes might have had something done over there. That was the reports that we had seen. So ultimately, with Jake Sanderson coming in, that's a pretty fun replacement, not gonna lie. Sanderson is a fine defenseman, on pace for 51 points this season in 81 games played, which would be a career high. It's just kind of interesting how some of the Sens fan base have been responding to Sanderson and his play. I've been seeing a lot of Sens fans saying they want more out of this guy, even though the Sens have had pretty interesting defensive contributions from other guys. I mean, Sanderson's a point per game in his last 10, so maybe he's really started to put it together as of late. But other guys like Thomas Chabot and Nick Jensen have definitely had their share of responsibility on this blue line. Anyway, Sanderson heading over to Team USA. Good addition for them. Of course, he is no Quinn Hughes. He is no Hart candidate, Norris, reigning winner in Quinn. But for Vancouver Canucks fans, I think this is a very relieving decision to see. Now, I also wanted to talk about some of the other names that were floating around here in the Four Nations face-off lore, because not only was it Quinn Hughes, we had ourselves Mikko Rantanen. Take a look at this. He is en route to Montreal, and he is expected to play for Team Finland. So Rantanen is indeed playing, even though he had himself a little bit of a setback yesterday, was not able to play for the Carolina Hurricanes when they absolutely torched the Utah Hockey Club. Meanwhile, Sidney Crosby is making his way to Montreal. He'll skate tomorrow as part of Canada's ongoing evaluation. Rosters need to be finalized by 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. As long as there's progress, Canada may opt to keep Crosby and gamble on his availability game by game. So, with this in mind, with some of the extra news that we had seen, I think Rasmus Ristolainen's not participating in the tournament either. Unfortunate for Team Finland. But we did have ourselves some pretty notable moments for this Four Nations face-off, even before the tournament began. So Rantanen is in, Crosby is day by day, I guess you can say, and Quinn Hughes is officially out. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Quinn Hughes not participating in the tournament. What were your opinions about the Quinn Hughes decision? Because we brought up this tweet earlier from Ian that kind of indicated some concern as to whether or not Quinn Hughes would place more emphasis on his participation and playing with his brothers, or would he prioritize the Vancouver Canucks' well-being as a hockey team. If he decided to play for the tournament, you could say that he would have been doing the exact opposite of that. So I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is this idea, this sort of conversation talking point, relevant in your mind, or is it just some sort of an extra detail that maybe some Canucks fans could have been reading a little bit too far into? I don't know. This was from earlier this morning, or this afternoon, so I wanted to bring this up here on the YouTube channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about Quinn Hughes being out, Crosby's being day-to-day, Rantanen is back in as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.